I saw an old friend at the park today. He didn't recognize me, but I walked over to the bench he was laying on and just started striking up a conversation. At first, I pretended not to know him. We were just two strangers chatting under the clouds. He became more and more comfortable with my presence, telling me that I seemed familiar, but he was unsure why. I had a secret, unwilling to share it. I told him I felt the same way, that maybe it was love. He told me of his familial woes and his exes that kicked him out. He told me through glossy eyes and a quivering voice that all he had was this bench, and who knew how much longer he would have it, with the city planning to
remove all benches.
It's only a matter of time before he has to get up and move again. And I listened intently. His story was gripping and emotional. I loved every second of it. And then he asked me if I had plans later that night. I told him my secret and walked away. All I could do now was hope that I never saw him again. A girl talked to me today. It was the first time anyone went out of their way to have a conversation with me in what feels like years. She gave me room to speak freely. I've never told anyone my story, but I trusted her. Her presence was familiar, despite the fact that I'd never met her before. She leaned in as my entire life spilled from my lips, like I was a baby who couldn't keep its food in its mouth. I've craved this kind of attention since birth, and this woman was finally giving it to me. I was hooked. I needed more of her in my life. I knew she could fix me. She leaned in and whispered 7 words, and I realized that we knew each other. She disappeared into the city, and I pulled my blanket over my head, not wanting to think about the encounter. Naturally, I thought about it a lot, and I decided that I'd never be lied to again. I went for a swim that night. My body made it to the city by sunrise. I was pulled out of the river the same way that girl pulled my mind out of the gutter. I'll thank her forever.